Welcome. In this final lecture of our Getting Started section, we are jumping into the world of Jupyter Notebooks inside Visual Studio Code. So as a C# and .NET developer, you will appreciate the ability to experiment with Python interactively, and Jupyter is one of the best ways to do that. So here are the learning objectives. Launch and run Jupyter Notebooks in VS Code. Select and manage Python kernels. Use code and markdown cells effectively. Visualize outputs directly below your code and understand how notebooks serve as an enhanced read-evaluate print loop model. Now the first step is installing the required extensions. So we'll open VS Code and go to the extensions tab, which can be opened by this hotkey combination Control plus Shift plus X, and we'll have to install Python, which has already been installed after the when we set up the development environment to use with Visual Studio Code for Python. And then now we'll install Jupyter by Microsoft. Okay, so these extensions will give you full notebook support right inside the VS Code. So let's flip over to Visual Studio Code and then go to the extensions marketplace. Look for Jupyter. So Jupyter by Microsoft is not installed, so I will install it. Okay, so it is installed, already installed, because I can uninstall or disable it. Right, so let's go back to our Explorer, and I will close this window. And I already have, just to check, I'll see Python. Also, I will verify Python debugger, Python by Microsoft, already installed. All right, so going back to the Explorer, now I'll close these two windows and even the app.py and other windows from the previous lecture. I will start fresh. So we'll create a new Jupyter notebook. So this is my working folder, Python. All right. So already we have created a few files. Now we'll highlight this and click new file. Now we'll give it an extension IPYNB. So I will give it a name and an extension first notebook.ipynb. That is the file extension for Jupyter Notebook. Okay. And then we'll write and run our first code cell. Okay, so first code cell, add a code cell. This code cell is added, you can see, and then I will write this print statement. Okay, and click this icon, execute cell, running cells. Okay, requires IPY kernel package. Okay, so I will have to install it. Now this was the thing, that was the topic of the next slide. I have jumped to 3 slides. I have come to this slide, kernel selection prompt in VS Code. When prompted to select kernel, choose your Python environment, for example Python 3.1.2 or whatever is the Python version we have installed. If needed, VS Code will prompt you to install the IPY kernel. So once the kernel is connected, you can run and see outputs below each cell. Okay, that is the next one. So we'll go back to our Visual Studio Code and install. So it is installing IPY kernel. So now you can see the output, hello from Jupyter inside VS Code. All right. Now what is the next step? So we have executed this, and actually we have come up to step 3. So first, let's quickly, we have installed the required extensions, and then we have created a new Jupyter notebook, and we have named it like this, and VS Code will open it as a new interactive notebook, and write and run our first code cell, which we have already done. and we have also done the kernel selection successfully, and we'll add a markdown cell. So click plus markdown and then enter. Welcome to my first notebook. So this notebook demonstrates interactive Python coding in VS Code. And then press shift plus enter to render the text. So we'll do, here is the Jupyter Notebook. So plus markdown, add markdown cell, and we'll add this code, this markdown, which is already on my clipboard. Welcome to my first notebook. This notebook demonstrates interactive Python coding in Visual Studio Code, and then I will click on shift and enter. Let us see, shift and enter. So yay, welcome to my first notebook. This notebook demonstrates interactive Python coding in VS Code. This is the markdown. All right. So Jupyter is REPL on steroids. REPL stands for read, evaluate, print and loop. REPL is an interactive console where you type your code, it gets evaluated, the results are printed, and you continue without restarting the program. So now in the next step, we'll install matplotlib. So that step is already done, and we have come to, so this step I haven't written on my slideshow, but it is there with me. So I will go back to Visual Studio Code and I will come to this one. This is our Python directory. I am in the same directory, so I will give this command. So extension, this is exclamation pip install matplotlib. Okay, let's see what is the problem. I created a new cell, so I was supposed to install it within a cell, and the right command was %pip install matplotlib. So requirement already satisfied, matplotlib in here, and all these associated packages have been already installed. You may need to restart the kernel to use updated packages. Okay, so let's see the next step. Now here I generated another code cell by clicking plus code here, and here I have got something on my clipboard, that is import matplotlib.pyplot as plt, and I'll paste. It's a host lot of code block is there. I'll paste this. All right, and then if everything is fine, we'll run the cell and let's see. Wow, this simple line chart is produced. Now that is what I wanted to show you. Okay, line chart inside our notebook. So this is a plot of x and y coordinates, and x was 1, 2 and 3, x coordinate 1, 2, 3, and y coordinate has got 10, 20 and 15. Okay, so corresponding to 1 is 10, corresponding to 2 is 20, and corresponding to 3 is 15. So 3 is 15. So that's a simple line chart has been created. All right. Now we'll have to press Ctrl S to save, and this file is saved as a first notebook.ipynb. Okay. So now this Jupyter Notebook can be thought of as being our C# interactive window plus markdown comments plus output console. So thank you for attending this lecture.